All right, so we're diving into timber trader interviews today.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of RoleCatcher resources to help
Career guides
interview questions,
and even...
insights into their AI tools. Should be a good one.
Let's jump right in.
You know, it's fascinating how this role,
Yeah.
it's so much more than just like buying and selling wood.
Right?
It's a real blend of like
Yeah.
market savvy, knowing your trees inside and out,
Yeah.
even a dash of environmental awareness.
Yeah, okay, so let's unpack that a bit before we hit those interview questions.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide kind of paints this picture
Yeah.
of a timber trader, like someone who analyzes markets, negotiates deals,
Yeah.
even gets out in the field to assess timber quality.
Right.
Did you know they could be working in an office one day
Oh, absolutely.
and then hiking through a forest the next?
Yeah. It's a very dynamic role.
Yeah.
Demands a very unique skill set. And that's really what makes these interview questions so interesting. They're designed to uncover those specific skills.
I see.
Things like communication, critical thinking, even persuasion.
So first question up from RoleCatcher.
Okay.
How did you first become interested in the timber industry?
Right.
It seems simple enough,
Yeah.
but I bet they've heard every generic answer in the book.
Oh, I'm sure they have.
Right.
You want to avoid that cliche, I've always loved nature response.
Right.
Instead, think about what genuinely sparked your interest.
Yeah.
Was there a specific experience, a person, or even a book that drew you to this field?
Okay.
Maybe you grew up helping a family member with a woodworking project.
Right.
Or perhaps you've always just been fascinated by sustainable forestry practices.
I see. So it's about weaving in that personal touch
Exactly.
and showing that you're going to have direct timber experience.
Sure.
Can they still craft a compelling answer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Think about transferable skills. Let's say you have a background in sales. You could highlight how your experience negotiating deals
Yeah.
and building relationships would translate well to the timber industry.
Okay.
Or perhaps you have a degree in environmental science.
Right.
You could talk about your passion for sustainability
Uh-huh.
and how it connects to responsible forestry practices.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's all about showcasing how your unique background and skills
Exactly.
align with the demands of a timber trader role.
Yeah.
And this is where I think RoleCatcher's AI can really come in handy.
Oh, for sure.
Their platform analyzes job descriptions
Right.
and helps you tailor your answers
Yeah.
to highlight the specific skills that employers are looking for.
It's a great tool.
Pretty neat, huh?
It is.
It's like having a personalized coach
Yeah.
guiding you through the process.
Mhm.
You can even practice your answers through video
You can.
and get AI-powered feedback on your delivery and content.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite features.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next question RoleCatcher provides.
Right.
Can you describe a time when you had to negotiate a timber deal with a difficult client?
Okay.
Now, this one sounds like it's all about showcasing your negotiation skills.
It is.
Right.
They want to see how you handle pressure, resolve conflicts, and
Right.
ultimately close a deal.
Yeah. And then
Remember,
Oh, yeah.
you don't necessarily need direct timber experience to answer this effectively.
Yep.
Think about any situation where you had to negotiate with someone
Right.
who had a different perspective or goal.
Okay. So let's say I had a situation where I was selling a car and the buyer was trying to lowball me.
Right.
Could I use that as an example?
You absolutely could.
Okay.
You could talk about how you remained calm and professional, listened to their concerns, and ultimately found a compromise that worked for both parties.
Okay. So it's about demonstrating your ability to
Right, yeah.
find common ground, build trust, and reach a mutually beneficial agreement.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's about showcasing those core skills of negotiation, regardless of the specific industry.
Right.
But I imagine the interviewer might also be looking for insights into your timber knowledge.
Yeah.
What kind of follow-up questions could they ask?
Well, they might dig deeper into the specifics of the deal.
Okay.
For example, they could ask, what factors did you consider when determining the price of the timber?
Oh,
Or how did you ensure the timber met the client's specifications?
so it's important to not only have a good story,
Right.
but to also be prepared to back it up with some timber-specific knowledge.
Exactly.
And that's where I think RoleCatcher's Career Guide could really come in handy, right? They break down
They do.
the different aspects of timber grading, pricing, and sourcing.
Yeah, it's a valuable resource for brushing up on your timber knowledge
Okay.
and anticipating those follow-up questions.
This is all fantastic advice.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to realize
Mm-hmm.
that being a timber trader requires a pretty impressive blend of skills.
Oh, yeah, it does.
They need to understand markets,
Mm-hmm.
negotiate deals,
Yeah.
know their tree species,
Right.
and be able to navigate tricky situations.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, wow.
Remember, this is a dynamic industry, so it's important to stay informed about trends and regulations.
Huh.
But don't worry, we'll get to that in just a bit.
All right, I'm ready for the next question.
Okay.
What else does RoleCatcher have in store for us?
Okay, so let's dive into another question from RoleCatcher.
Okay.
I think this one really gets to the heart of what a timber trader does.
Okay.
How do you stay informed about market trends and changes in the timber industry?
Ooh, this is a good one.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just know your wood.
Right.
You got to know what's happening in the wider world of timber.
Absolutely. The timber industry is constantly evolving.
Right.
Think about things like fluctuations in lumber prices, new regulations on sustainable forestry practices, even emerging technologies like blockchain for tracking timber from forest to finished product.
So it's not enough to just read the occasional industry article.
No.
You've got to be actively engaged with what's happening.
Right.
What kind of things would impress an interviewer when answering this question?
Well, you could mention specific industry publications you follow,
Okay.
like Timber Trades Journal or Woodworking Network.
Okay.
Attending trade shows and conferences is another great way to stay on top of things. And don't forget about online resources.
Right.
There are some fantastic forums and LinkedIn groups dedicated to timber trading.
So it's about demonstrating that you're actively seeking out information
Yes.
from a variety of sources, but it's not just about passively consuming information, right?
Right.
You've got to be able to analyze it and apply it to your work.
Precisely. A savvy interviewer might ask a follow-up question like,
Okay.
can you give an example of a recent market trend you identified
Right.
and how you use that information to make a decision or advise a client?
Okay, now that's where the pressure's on.
Yeah.
You got to have a real-world example ready to go.
Right.
Let's say, for example,
Sure.
you noticed a growing demand for reclaimed wood.
Okay.
What kind of insights could you share?
You could talk about how you adjusted your sourcing strategy to include more reclaimed wood suppliers, or how you advised clients on the benefits and challenges of using this type of material.
I see.
The key is to show that you're not just reading headlines, you're
Okay.
connecting the dots and applying your knowledge in a practical way.
This is where I think RoleCatcher's AI tools can be a real game changer, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Imagine you're researching a company before your interview,
Okay.
and you discover they're heavily invested in sustainable forestry practices. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze their website and recent news articles
Okay.
to identify specific talking points related to sustainability
Wow.
that you can weave into your answers.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
It's like having a research assistant digging up all the most relevant information for you.
it is.
It takes the guesswork out of tailoring your responses to each specific company.
For sure.
And don't forget, you can also use RoleCatcher's video practice tool
Yes.
to rehearse your answers and get feedback on your delivery.
Right.
Their AI analyzes your tone of voice, your body language,
Yeah.
and even the content of your answers to help you present your best self on interview day.
It's a great tool.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is.
It's like having a virtual mock interview coach in your pocket. Okay, what's the next question on our list?
So this one focuses on a specific skill that's crucial for any timber trader.
Okay.
Can you tell me about a time you had to deal with a difficult supplier?
Ooh, this one sounds like it has the potential to be a real nail biter.
It can be.
Suppliers can make or break a timber trader, right?
Absolutely. You're relying on them to deliver quality timber
Right.
on time and at a fair price. But sometimes things don't go as planned.
Right.
Maybe there's a delay in shipment, a dispute over quality, or even a sudden price hike.
Okay.
This question is designed to see how you handle those challenging situations.
So it's not just about complaining about a bad supplier.
No.
It's about showcasing your problem-solving skills.
Right, exactly. You want to highlight your ability to communicate effectively, negotiate fairly, and find solutions that benefit both parties.
Let's say a supplier suddenly increased their prices,
Okay.
citing rising transportation costs.
Right.
How could you approach that situation in a way that demonstrates your skills as a timber trader?
First, you'd want to acknowledge their concerns and express understanding for the challenges they're facing.
Okay.
Then you could explore alternative solutions. Could you negotiate a smaller price increase?
Okay.
Could you find a different supplier who offers a more competitive rate? Could you adjust your own pricing to absorb some of the increased costs?
I see. So it's about being proactive, resourceful,
Right.
and finding creative solutions that keep the business running smoothly.
Exactly. And don't forget to mention any steps you took to prevent similar situations from happening again.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you diversified your supplier network
Right.
or negotiated more flexible contracts.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It shows that you're not just reacting to problems. You're learning from them and implementing strategies to mitigate future risks.
That's exactly what they want to hear.
And this is another area where RoleCatcher's AI tools can be incredibly helpful.
Oh, absolutely. Their platform provides insights into common challenges faced by timber traders
Okay.
and offers suggestions for how to address them effectively.
So you could actually use RoleCatcher to research potential supplier issues
You could.
and brainstorm solutions before you even step into the interview.
Yeah.
That's some next level preparation.
It is.
It's all about leveraging the resources available to you to gain a competitive edge.
For sure.
All right, I'm feeling more confident already.
Right.
What's the next question on our list?
Okay, let's shift gears a bit
Yeah.
and talk about a question that often throws people off.
Right.
What are your salary expectations?
Ooh, yeah. This one always feels a bit tricky.
It does.
You don't want to undersell yourself,
Right.
but you also don't want to price yourself out of the running.
Exactly. And it's a question that requires some research and careful consideration.
Right.
Thankfully, RoleCatcher has some fantastic resources to help you navigate this.
Okay.
Their career guide provides salary ranges for different timber trader roles based on experience and location.
So you could actually use RoleCatcher to get a realistic sense of what you should be asking for.
You can?
That takes some of the pressure off, for sure.
It does.
But how do you actually answer the question
Yeah.
in a way that's confident and professional?
Start by acknowledging that you've researched industry standards
Okay.
and have a salary range in mind.
Mm-hmm.
You could say something like,
Okay.
based on my experience and the current market rate for similar roles,
Uh-huh.
I'm seeking a salary between X and Y.
Okay. That sounds clear and concise.
It is.
But what if the interviewer pushes back
Okay.
and says your expectations are too high?
This is where your negotiation skills come into play.
Right.
You could reiterate your value and highlight the skills and experience you bring to the table.
Right.
You could also express your willingness to be flexible and consider other benefits like performance bonuses or opportunities for professional development.
I see. So it's about approaching the salary conversation as a collaboration rather than a confrontation.
Right.
And it's about knowing your worth
Yeah.
while also being open to finding a solution that works for both parties.
Exactly. Now let's talk about a question that might seem a bit unexpected,
Okay.
but can actually reveal a lot about your personality and work ethic.
All right.
What are your hobbies outside of work?
At first glance, it seems like this question
Yeah.
doesn't really have anything to do with timber trading.
Right. It might seem a bit off topic.
Yeah.
But remember, interviewers are looking for more than just skills and experience. My kid.
They want to get a sense of who you are as a person
Right.
and whether you'd be a good fit for their company culture.
So it's an opportunity to showcase your personality
Yeah,
and maybe even reveal some hidden talents or passions.
it is.
What kind of hobbies would make a good impression?
Anything that demonstrates your drive, your problem-solving skills,
Okay.
or your ability to learn and grow. Maybe you're an avid woodworker.
Right.
That shows a clear passion for the material you'll be working with.
Yeah.
Or perhaps you enjoy playing chess.
Okay.
That highlights your strategic thinking abilities.
I see. So it's about connecting your hobbies to the skills and qualities needed for success as a timber trader.
Yeah.
What if someone's hobby doesn't seem directly related?
Even then, you can find ways to draw connections.
Okay.
Let's say you enjoy gardening.
Mm-hmm.
You could talk about how it taught you patience, attention to detail,
Mm-hmm.
and the importance of nurturing growth,
Okay.
qualities that are valuable in any business setting.
That's a great point. Yeah.
It's all about framing your hobbies in a way
Right.
that showcases your transferable skills and personality traits.
Exactly.
And this is another area where RoleCatcher's AI can be incredibly helpful.
Oh, absolutely. Their platform can analyze your hobbies and interests
Wow.
and suggest ways to present them in a way that aligns with the values and culture of the company you're interviewing with.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From market trends to salary expectations to even hobbies.
Yeah.
Is there one final question that RoleCatcher highlights as being particularly important?
Yes, and it's one that often comes at the end of an interview.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for us?
This is where a lot of people stumble, isn't it?
It is.
They're so relieved to be done with the interview
right.
that they just say, no, I think you covered everything.
That's a missed opportunity.
Right.
Asking thoughtful questions shows that you're engaged, curious,
Yeah.
and genuinely interested in the role and the company.
So what kind of questions would make a good impression?
You could ask about the company's growth plans, their sustainability initiatives, or even day-to-day responsibilities of the role.
All right.
You could also ask about the team you'd be working with,
Okay.
or the opportunities for professional development.
I see. So it's about gathering information that will help you make an informed decision about whether this is the right opportunity for you.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to jot down a few questions beforehand.
Okay.
It shows that you've prepared and that you're taking the interview seriously.
This has been such an insightful deep dive
It has.
into the world of timber trading interviews.
Yeah.
We've unpacked challenging questions, explored how RoleCatcher's AI can give you a competitive edge, and even learned how to showcase our hobbies in a professional light.
It's all about being prepared.
Well said. So to all those aspiring timber traders out there, go forth and conquer those interviews.
Good luck.
You've got the knowledge, the tools, and the passion to succeed.
You do.